Today I'm going to give you 7 reasons to come here to Seven Dials. Seven Dials is an area just north of Covent Garden that features 7 streets meeting at a central column. It's a small but popular neighborhood that's densely packed with shops, pubs, and both high-end and casual dining. There's many reasons to visit this London gem. I'm going to give you 7 of them, 1 for each dial. The most obvious landmark sits at the junction of Mercer, Earlham, Monmouth, and Shorts Gardens. The Seven Dials pillar features 6 sundials. So you might look up and see only 6 dials and wonder where's the 7th dial? Well, it's the column itself. The streets of Seven Dials are 40 feet wide, and in an example of very satisfying symmetry, the column is 40 feet high. At one time, the monument area had a very seedy reputation. As a matter of fact, in the 1800s, every building that was facing the central junction at each point was a pub. We're going to visit the last one a little later. Okay, let's move on to our second reason to visit Seven Dials. London has several shopping areas like Carnaby Street, Oxford Street, and Kings Road, Chelsea. But Seven Dials has more independent boutiques than you'll find in any of these places. Even though you'll find big brands like Kiehl's and Birkenstock, the unique shops you'll find here set it apart from the far more commercialized shopping in the city. Even though clothing shops are the most abundant, you'll find shoes, jewelry, chocolates, perfume, and many other specialty shops. So whether you need to pick up something, or if you're just a window shopper, you'll surely enjoy the variety of shops that are here at Seven Dials. Even though there's all these amazing shops and restaurants at Seven Dials, you don't get the sense that it's overcrowded like the typical London attraction, which brings us to the third reason why you want to visit here. A lot of people consider Seven Dials to be part of Covent Gardens, but the Covent Garden border is actually Longacre, which is behind me. Seven Dials is hidden a few steps away from the closest underground station, so you'll find it just enough out of the way that it's not overrun with mobs of tourists. But at the same time, it's still part of central London, so it's not too out of the way to walk here from Soho, Chinatown, or Covent Garden. There's actually a few times I've been walking through Seven Dials without even realizing it until I look up and see the monument. Seven Dials sits right in the heart of the West End. One of the more well-known landmarks is right here in the Central Junction. Whether you're seeing a show here at the Cambridge Theatre or another West End venue, Seven Dials is a favorite stop for a pre-show dinner or a drink afterwards. Which brings us to our number 4 reason to visit. One great thing about being a little off the beaten path is that you're going to find better restaurants than the tourist traps that you'll find in Leicester Square or Covent Garden, like here at Hawksmoor, which is one of the best steakhouses in all of London. I already told you about the Wildwood Kitchen in my Top 10 London Rock Bands video because of their connection to the band Yes. They formed in the restaurant's basement, and you can go down and check out the plaque. So it's no surprise that across from the former French hospital on Monmouth, you will find the oldest French restaurant in London. Mon Plaisir was recommended to my wife and I, and now I'm recommending it to you. Our waiter was really friendly, telling us about the history of the restaurant and showing us the original dumbwaiter. And of course, I really enjoyed the food, otherwise I wouldn't be recommending the place to you. If you just need a little break, then go get yourself a coffee at Monmouth. It's widely regarded the best cup of coffee in London. Okay, Ariane, this is supposedly the best coffee in London. What do you think?
It's really, really good. I've only been to like 2 others, so I don't know if I'm the best one to judge, but it's amazing, yeah.
There are a few cocktail and wine bars scattered around Seven Dials, but only 3 pubs. The Crown and Anchor is a nice Victorian pub on Neale Street, and that's not to be confused with the Crown Pub, which is at the Center Junction, and the Two Brewers Pub, which embraces the earlier mentioned seedy history of the area. But the Two Brewers definitely is not seedy inside. It's very roomy, an extremely friendly staff, all the beers you want on tap, and being a Green King bar, it has a really great selection of delicious food.
Between the Crown and the Two Brewers, I prefer the Two Brewers. It's a much more kind of fun neighborhoody pub.
And speaking of food,
the number 5 reason to come to Seven Dials and my favorite place to get a bite might be a little bit easy to miss. Between Earlham Street and Short's Garden, you'll find a foodie's paradise.
when you walk through this entrance, you'll see a shockingly large food hall. This place does justice to Seven Dials, as you'll find a majority of the choices are independent stalls rather than typical food court chains. There are more than enough places to sit, and there are different levels and passages that take you to a wide range of choices. Here are a couple of my favorites. Yum Bun features tasty Pan-Asian street food. The Cheese Bar has a one-of-a-kind sushi bar style revolving belt so you can choose your cheese. Mother Flipper has amazing burgers and perfect fries. But I think my favorite is the Hash Hut with its unique hash brown creations.
So what could be better than a crispy hash brown topped with a cheesy, garlicky topping?
Believe me, you can come back here again and again and try something new every time.
As you walk off your snack or meal, you can enjoy the 6th reason to come to Seven Dials.
I feel the ambiance here is so appealing because of the neighborhood's authenticity. You'll see the same low-profile, tightly packed look that Seven Dials had since the 1700s. The area was built to attract wealthy residents, but starting around 1695, houses started being converted to businesses, shops, and factories. The sudden commercialization turned the area into one of London's most notorious slums within 10 years. Several writers and poets mention the area's dismal reputation. Hearts just as pure and fair may beat in Belgrave Square as in the lowly air of Seven Dials.
Thomas Neale purposefully designed triangular plots so that he would minimize the house fronts here in the central junction. Kinds of gives it a European piazza feel.
In more modern history, 2 interesting blue plaques can be found in Seven Dials. The office of Beatle manager Brian Epstein's company NEMS was here on Monmouth Street. And Monty Python fans will be interested in the other plaque.
And finally, that takes us to our 7th reason to visit Seven Dials, the famous Neale's Yard.
Hidden away between Short's Garden and Monmouth Street is one of London's great local insider secrets. This was formerly a fruit and flower warehouse, but it's been upgraded to a colorful shopping area with sustainable and ethical businesses.
You'll find several shops and businesses that perfectly fit the quirky vibe of this colorful area.
St. John's Bakery has some of the best donuts you can get in London. Home Slice might have the most creative pizza in the whole city. And Neale's Yard Remedies, which started as just a small store, is now a global leader in organic health and beauty products. And above the store, you'll find the plaque noting the former location of the Monty Python animation and recording studios. Neale's Yard is also allegedly one of the many London spots that inspired Harry Potter's Diagon Alley. You can judge for yourself.
I think it's time to head to the Crown for a cheeky pint. So as you can tell, Seven Dials has really moved away from its reputation as a slum. It's all boutique shops and nice restaurants. And it's a great place to get away from the chaos of Leicester Square or Covent Garden. So if you're around, come make a visit. It's really great. And I want to thank you for watching and, of course, for liking, subscribing, and sharing. And all of your comments are appreciated. I read them all. All of the interaction helps the channel more than you could ever know. Very easy for you, very valuable for me. So, cheers.